What's up, everybody? All the Rage Gamer here, coming at you today with another video. So today is a momentous day. Today is a day I've been waiting for well over a year. So I've got another unboxing for you today, and we busted out the You Died Dark Souls shirt because it is, again, a very momentous day. So I've got a statue from First Four Figures that I pre-ordered basically a little over a year ago at this point, and it just arrived in the mail today. So I'm super excited to get on into this. You might be able to see the boxes. Yes, I said boxes. There's two, and they're quite large. So this guy comes in two separate boxes, so I'm excited to just crack on into it. But who are we unboxing today, you ask? Well, seeing as, again, we've got the Dark Souls You Died shirt on, it is going to be a Dark Souls collectible, and it's going to be of Gravelord Nito from First Four Figures. Just a little side story. We almost didn't get this delivery today. A little bit of a fiasco with UPS where they didn't have my apartment number on the shipping label for some reason. But we were able to call their customer service number when it started to get a little late, and I was getting a little concerned that I might not get the package. We were able to get that situated and get the package delivered okay. So, but with all that out of the way, let's just fucking get on into this, man, because I am super excited to do it. So again, two boxes. So here is box one of two. So we will unbox them separately. But as you can see, I don't know if the camera, if that's cut off on the camera, but it is a large box, and the the second box is even larger. Hopefully everything is okay. The box does have some dings on it. There is kind of a bit of a hole in the top here, and some of it seemed to have gotten a little bit banged up in transit, but other than that, there's no massive signs of damage on the box. So without further ado, I might be out of frame here, but we're just gonna slice this bad Larry open. Well, let's just get right on into it. So good news is there is some additional packing underneath where that kind of ding in the top of the box was, so that's good news. So it looks like everything's in good order. Actually, just gonna pull this table slightly forward. Give myself a little bit more room. There we are. The box just hit the ceiling. It is that large. Alright, so there is box number one. Gravelord Nito. Alright, we are back with some scissors to make life easier. Box is in pretty good shape. So we're through the looking glass. We got that plastic wrap out of the way. I do see a little card with a, is this a sticker? It's not a sticker, it's just a First Four Figures AR thing, and then an authentication card to authenticate the statue if you so choose to do that. But there he is, at least box number one. So this is the exclusive edition. So this has the Lord Soul. I don't know if we can see it Yeah, we should be able to see it. The Lord Soul with 2 LED functions, so the Lord Soul that he holds in his left hand lights up, with this being the exclusive edition. So let's get this first box open, shall we? Actually, before we do so, we'll flip this around. We got a little paragraph about Nito on the back. Alright, so we just we moved the ring light a little bit. Hopefully the lighting is still okay. But we got a little thesis about Gravelord Nito here on the back. So Gravelord Nito, the first of the dead, is one of the 4 who emerged from the dark and found the souls of lords within the first flame. During the war between the lords and the ancient dragons, Nito released a miasma of death and disease, and thus aided in the ushering of the Age of Fire. After the war, Nito took residence within the depths of the Tomb of the Giants, which is where the design of the base is from. As the epitome of all things death within the Dark Souls universe, Nito's entire body is forged from the skeletons and bones of the dead, including the Gravelord Greatsword in his right arm, which isn't something he's holding, but rather is a part of him, apart from the dangling skeletons from his upper torso, which are made out of PVC. The rest of the statue and the base are made of resin. The removable faux hair cloak, which a lot of people on the First Four Figures Collectors Facebook page have been kind of memeing on. We'll get to that later. This emulates the hair-like cloak he has in the game, which contributes to his very ominous and sinister aura. Or sinistrous aura. And lastly, as seen in the opening cinematic of the original Dark Souls game, Gravelord Nito is holding a Lord Soul, which is what he's holding in his left hand. Dark Souls Gravelord Nito comes with the following: Dark Souls Gravelord Nito resin painted statue, highly detailed base inspired by the Dark Souls art style, faux hair cloak, limited edition numbering, and authentication card. And we have number 127 out of 1,000. So with all that said, there is also a little card here that shows us some installation instructions guide to handling the skeletons and bones. So it looks like parts of the actual statue itself we probably do have to attach in some form. So let's get into this. Alright, so we've got the styrofoam casing for box number 1 out of the gigantic and massive box. This does look very well packaged. It is very much encased in the styrofoam. Let's do a little surgery here. We're gonna lay it up like this, and we probably should be able to just flip this open. All right. This is this is pretty large. Pretty large. Okay. So we got some little bone pieces. So we got like a skeleton arm there. I'm just gonna put those down into some of the sockets here, just so they don't get lost or anything. We've got another bone piece with a peg. Seems they did take painstaking care into making sure that these pieces did not come damaged. So there's another piece there. We got another piece there, and then another one here. So here is part of the main statue right here. You got a lot of silica gel. Again, don't eat that stuff. It's bad for you. I say it every time, don't I? Alright, so we're going to put this off to the side for a second. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all the little bones that came in this box. We're going to put them on my chair. So we're going to get this out of the way. Let's get the main piece out of this wrapping. So here is the main portion of it. It's quite large. I don't have really a good amount of space to kind of really show you, but once we get it all set up, we'll give you a good look at it. So I presume the second box is going to have our base. Right. So we've got box number 2. Let's get it. This box is larger than the first box, so we're probably going to hit the ceiling. Alright. Okay. So we've got box number 2, basically kind of same deal. You know, we've got the same image, the same information on the back of the box. Go with a little scissor action again. And I presume that this box has the base and some more of our little skeleton pieces inside. We ripped the pretty box on the flap, but I think that's okay. Let's do some more surgery here. The styrofoam, the packing tape, everything. I don't have any worry that there's any damage to this. I mean, of course, it's possible that there is, but based off of how I have seen so far, I don't think I should really be worried about it. You should be able to slide that on open. So we do in fact have our base inside here, and then we have more of our little skeleton pieces. We got a little rib cage, another little rib cage, some skeleton legs. So you got another leg there, another one. You get an arm, and then we've got a whole like lower torso area, like pelvic bone, spine, legs. All right, so I think that is all of the skeleton pieces. Actually, there is one here that probably kind of fell out as it was as I was lifting the styrofoam this way. One more piece here. Alright, so I think all that's left is the base, which that does appear to be the case. That is all that is left. There's our base. It's got some skulls, some random bones, and then the slots for Nito to sit in. And then, of course, on the bottom we have our Dark Souls Exclusive Edition, number 127. Some more surgery, it looks like. I did see the Lord Soul in here. And there, well, yeah, and then obviously the sword, right? Yeah, there's the sword. So there is the Gravelord Great Sword with the Lord Soul, which is this. And there is one more skeleton piece. I have not found the authentication, like the little, it's almost like a little credit card. It shows you the that it's like an authentic piece. I might have just missed it in somewhere, but there's another skeleton doodad. Another skeleton piece. There's very, very many pieces to this. There's another. And then there's the cloak. The miasma cloak. And because I know a lot of people are gonna fucking ask. There, I did it, okay? Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are memeing on this thing. Saying that it, looks like a wig. Which, to be fair, it does. But, I don't think it's really all that bad. So everything's out of the box. So let's get the base. So there's the base. And then some of the pieces that we got inside of the box, like the little skeleton pieces, are supposed to insert into the base. Number one goes right there. Okay. So we've got number two right there. And we've got number two right there. Goes right in there, looks like. And then number three is the other rib cage. So we've got number three right there. And the other rib cage. And that's going to insert right above this little skull. So that goes right there. So those are the pieces for the base. Now I would presume we can slot Mr. Nito into the base at this point. Maybe lay him down on the table. There's all kinds of little color codings. Okay. So we've got a blue, light blue. Let's see. Light blue looks like is right there.
2 hours later.
So, after much trial and tribulation with those skeleton pieces, I feel like some of mine were color-coded not great, or at least like the tint of some of the colors was not exactly the same. That was not fun to get all of these pieces in. Definitely not fun, not something I want to do again. Just throwing that out there. Definitely don't want to do that again. It was not fun to put all those pieces in. Not enjoyable. But now that they're all in, we should just be able to slot the sword and the Lord Soul arm in. So there's the Gravelord Great Sword in his right hand. One with the Lord Soul right there. Again, we're going to need to see what type of batteries I need for that. But there he is without the cloak. Now there's only one thing left to do. Just to don him with the cloak. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen. There is Gravelord Nito in all of his glory. I mean, honestly, I don't think the wig, as people are calling it, is really that bad. I mean, it does kind of look like a wig, but to be honest, it's really not that bad. I know a lot of people were saying that the wig, quote unquote, was basically what turned them off on getting the statue. I don't think it's that bad, to be honest. But yeah, that's Gravelord Nito. So what we'll do is I'll actually grab the camera here and we'll do a little bit of a close-up on him. All right, guys. So here we are, doing a little bit of a close-up of Nito here. So I mean, overall, I do like it. You know, obviously, you play with the wig however you see fit, or the miasma, as you know, as it is called. But I mean, overall, so all of this, I did not have fun doing that whatsoever. That was very much a pain. Did not enjoy doing that whatsoever. Some of the pieces, you know, it doesn't really show you on the little instruction card. Actually, let me grab it here. So, I mean, it shows you, like, where, like, the certain pieces are supposed to slot in. But, like, trying to get this kind of angled at that exact way was just not happening. You know, obviously they are numbered, and then it's showing you here. So the holes were color-coded underneath. Like, underneath is, like, his, like, torso, I guess you could say, or his main piece here. A lot of it was color-coded, and as were the pieces with, you know, some of them had little pins, some of them had just like blocks that were magnetic. So the magnetic block pieces were nice. Those just, you know, if you've ever, you know, done those little block puzzles as a kid, you know, you'll get what I mean. But the ones with the pins were a little bit more difficult, some more so than others. And I basically had to not have it on the base in order to, you know, put all these pieces in so I could actually see what I was doing. But anyway, with that said, we'll take a close-up look of him here. I'm actually going to turn the ring light around because I think we're getting a little too much light. So, again, there's my cat doing her thing. So we got the main piece there, and then we've got all the skeleton, skelly bob things hanging down. We've got the left arm with the Lord Soul right there. There is a little battery compartment up inside the arm for that. I just need to find the appropriate battery to get that going, because that Lord Soul thing will illuminate and flicker and all that good stuff. So then we have the Gravelord Greatsword right there. That looks pretty spot on to the games. And I mean, as far as, you know, everything else goes, I mean, there's one of his main legs that slots into the base right there, and then the other one is right in front there. So this right here, that is another one of the main legs. And then obviously just the, you know, the miasma cloak. Play around with that to try to get it just how I like it, so that you can actually see all of, like, the little skulls that are on there. But yeah, I mean, there's really, you know, we can kind of take a look at the base here a little bit and try to get some light. So there were a couple of pieces that you saw at the beginning that we had to put into the base. But other than that, not really a whole lot to look at, to be honest. We can kind of we'll take the cloak off for right now, if we can. It's kind of stuck on him at the moment. It is very hairy, and it's getting stuck on him. Very much so, but yeah, this is kind of like getting stuck. So I can alright, so we got the cloak off, we got his backbone there and all that. But I mean, overall the sculpt on this is really nice. Obviously the main bit is him with all the skulls in the front there. But yeah, I mean, overall I'm pretty happy with it. I'm happy with how it looks once it's all together. I was not happy with all of this. I mean, now that it's all there, it's fine, but putting it all in there was not an enjoyable thing. I will say that. Gonna be honest, it was a pain in the ass, man, to getting those pieces in there. Maybe other people didn't really have a problem with it. It was kind of a pain for me. Just the way that it was oriented and how I had to have it laying down, and couldn't really get this exact kind of angle, if the camera will focus. It was hard to kind of get this exact angle on the piece to put all of the pieces in, but now that it's all there, we'll put his cloak back on and we'll do kind of an overview and wrap this video up. Alright guys, so that is it. This is Gravelord Nito in all of his glory, all put together. Sword, Lord Soul, all the skeleton bits in the miasma cloak, which that is kind of a hot topic with this figure right now in the First Four Figures Collect Facebook group, where you can post pictures of your stuff and whatnot. The miasma cloak is kind of being memed on, I guess you could say, a little bit. People, some people are saying that the cloak is kind of what drove them to, I should say, to not getting the statue, just because they didn't like the way that it looked. I will say it does get very easily tangled on some of the bits of the statue, so if you're transporting this or have to move it, maybe you're putting it back in the box, maybe you're moving, taking this cloak off after it's on, not the easiest thing to do, because a lot of the fibers of this get kind of wrapped around and tangled on parts of the statue, and it's kind of a little bit difficult to just take it right off. I did find during the last section where I was doing the close-up of this, trying to take the cloak off was a little tedious, just because of all the fibers getting stuck on parts of the statue, and I'm sure some of those fibers probably ripped off. Not that you're really going to notice that, but if you're having to maybe pack this up, maybe you're moving, you're transporting it, doing whatever, taking the cloak off is a little bit of a pain, just because of all the fibers. But the biggest thing for me was for things that I dislike about it. Overall, I very much like it. I like how it looks. I like, the aesthetic of it. It's very spot on to how Nito looks in the game. I personally don't think the cloak looks bad once it's on him, and you kind of maybe do a little bit of a pat down on it. Because just the nature of this, some of the pieces were kind of sticking up, and it really did look like a bad wig just sitting on him. But once you kind of arrange it how you like it and give it a nice little pat down, it really doesn't look that bad. I really like how the Gravelord Greatsword looks. Spot on, A+ on that. Looks just like it does in the game. I do like the fact that he's got the Lord Soul in his hand like he does in the cinematic of the Dark Souls game. I do have the exclusive edition, so this does light up. I just need to find the appropriate battery for it. But yeah, I mean, overall, I really do like the statue. Just the main thing for me personally, and some other people might not have had this issue, they might have been able to do it with no problem, but for me, the biggest thing for me was all of this. All of the pieces that you had to insert like into his center mass to get, you know, all the skeleton bits hanging down. That was, to be blunt, a pain in my ass. Especially the pieces that have like little pins. So there's pieces on this that have like little metal pins, and then there's pieces that are literally just shaped blocks with a magnet. Those are super easy because, I mean, you're just, if you ever, you know, did a shape puzzle when you were a kid, you'll know what I'm talking about. But, you know, there's only one way for it to go in, and you just match up the shape and it goes right in, clicks in with a magnet, perfect. The ones with the little metal pins, those are a little bit more annoying to try to get in, just because of the nature of how small the pins were and how small the slots for the pins were. The pieces only go in one way, but it was kind of difficult to really kind of, you know, see which way they went in. So, you know, you kind of had to, or at least I did, I had to finagle with it and get it in there just right to get it to slot right in. Some pieces took me longer than others to get in, but overall, that was the biggest con, at least for me personally, with the statue, was the, I guess, assembly, if you will, of all the skeleton bits that are hanging down from his center mass. I did not enjoy doing that at all. It was not fun, really kind of a pain in the ass, but once that was done, really all there was just slotting him into the base, sticking the sword in, sticking the left arm in, and putting on the miasma cloak. But now that that's all done, I really do like it. It looks great. It's going to look good with all my other Dark Souls collectibles. I made space just for this because I knew how big it was going to be. I knew it was going to come in 2 boxes. I knew it was going to be massive, so we had to make space, and we did. I'll show you a picture of that after I wrap up the video, but overall, if I had to score this like on a scale from 1 to 10, I do have to take points away just because of, and again, this is just me personally, some other people out there might not have this issue when they put theirs together. Just the bits in the front, I did not enjoy that at all. Was more tedious than I really would have liked it to be. And because of that, I do kind of have to take points away from it. Overall, the look of it is great. But again, if I had to give it a scale, on a scale from 1 to 10, I'd probably give this like an 8.2, you know, to kind of pull a little Dave Portnoy, you know, decimal point system, if any of you know who Dave Portnoy is. But overall, I really do like it. It looks great once it's all put together. Looks just like he does in the game. I mean, it's, the overall look of it is fantastic. The sculpt on it is really great work. It really is amazing how, you know, how detailed the sculpt is on this. You know, when you look at it without the cloak on it, you know, the sculpting detail and intricacy was pretty impressive. But again, for me, just the annoyance of having to put all those little pieces in on the front kind of took away from it a little bit for me. But yeah, that's about it, guys. So I'm going to stop rambling now. We're going to wrap this video up. So again, thank you for watching. Gravelord Nito, everybody. I've waited over a year for it, and I am very happy that I do have it. now that it's all put together, it looks great. It looks fantastic. I'm going to go add it to the collection right after this video. But before we go, if you did enjoy watching this video, please give me a thumbs up on it. I really would appreciate it. Also, leave me some comments in the comment section down below of what you thought of Gravelord Nito here from First Four Figures. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, All the Rage Gamer, go on and click that subscribe button as well. I really would appreciate that. But with all of that said, we're going to go add Mr. Nito to the collection with all the other Dark Souls stuff. So again, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you later in the next video.